Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Welcome to today's reading from Brilliant as the Sun, Retelling of Srimad Bhagavatam Canto 4. We're going to start chapter 10, King Dhruva fights the Yakshas. Yesterday we finished when we read that Uttanpad, father of Dhruva, he left for his spiritual welfare because he had reached an advanced age and he was going to cultivate his God consciousness. And he was going to practice austerity and penance. So let's begin chapter 10. King Dhruva fights the Yakshas. Infuriated at the Yakshas for killing his brother, Dhruva declares war on their entire race. Verses 1 and 2. In the years following his father's departure, Dhruva married twice. His first wife was Brahmi, Prajapati Shishumar's daughter. From her he had two sons, Kalpa and Vatsara. Shortly after the powerful monarch, Dhruva married his second wife, Ila, the daughter of the wind god Vayu. She bore him one son, Utkal, and one beautiful daughter. So Brahmi and Ila were Dhruva's wives. Verse 3. Dhruva's younger brother Uttam was still unmarried. One day he went on a hunting excursion in the Himalayan region where he was slain by a powerful Yaksha. Hearing of her son's death, the grief-stricken Suruchi ran into the forest after him and was consumed by a fire. When Dhruva heard of Uttam's death, he was overwhelmed with grief, sorrow and anger. Without delay, he mounted his chariot. Intent on defeating the Yakshas, he drove to the northern Himalayan regions. In a valley, he saw a city filled with many temples to Lord Shiva and populated by ghostly Yakshas. Dhruva surveyed the city. Surely this was Alkapuri, the Yakshas' capital. He blew his huge conch several times. The terrific sound reverberated throughout the valley. The Yakshas' wives trembled. Clearly, a powerful enemy was challenging their husband to battle. So, verses 7 to 10 now. The Yaksha heroes jumped up and seized their weapons. Who was bold enough to challenge them? Mounting their heavy armed chariots, they streamed out of the city and rushed toward Dhruva. Releasing volleys of arrows as the screaming Yakshas came upon him, Dhruva shot arrows 3 at a time. Those speeding shafts all found their mark and tore off the Yakshas' heads. The Yaksha warriors gazed in their awe at their foe. What marvelous power and dexterity he exhibited! He would not be easy to defeat, like serpents furious at being kicked. The Yakshas retaliated. Each soldier exhibited his valor by firing 6 arrows at a time. Verses 11 to 14. 130,000 Yaksha fighters poured from the city, intent on crushing Dhruva. Roaring in fury, they exhibited their full strength, attacking Dhruva with iron bludgeons, swords, tridents, spikes, spears, lances, and spiked iron balls. Beset by those missiles, Dhruva appeared like a mountain covered by torrential rainfall. He became invisible beneath the downpour of weapons. The Siddhas watching from the skies cried out, "Dhruva is lost. He has set like the sun in the Yaksha ocean." Verses 15 to 20. The Yakshas held up their weapons in exultation. Our army is routed. Even as the Yakshas celebrated, Dhruva's chariot emerged from the pall of weapons like the sun appearing from a mist. He burst out firing arrows in all directions. The Yakshas fell back under his onslaught, their bodies sliced and mangled. Arms and legs were strewn everywhere. Heads adorned with gold earrings and jeweled turbans, their teeth clenched, rolled about the battlefield. The tormented Yakshas howled and fled like elephants fleeing from a lion. Verse 21. Dhruva looked around. Shattered weapons and chariots littered the ground, bloodied bodies and limbs lay everywhere. There was no sign of surviving warriors, but Dhruva knew his foes would not give up so easily. They were the masters of mysticism. Anticipating an ambush, he said to his charioteer, "These Yakshas are extremely tricky. Proceed cautiously toward Alkapuri." Verses 22 to 26. As Dhruva spoke, he heard a tremendous sound, as if the ocean was rushing toward him. A dust storm blew up, enveloping him in darkness. Rain fell in columns. Flashes of lightning lit up the black sky. An incessant shower of blood, mucus, bile, urine, pus and stool came out. Trunks of bodies dropped from the sky and hailstones lashed into Dhruva from all sides. A huge mountain appeared in the sky. Great slabs of stone fell by the thousands, along with the razor-sharp swords and spears. Dhruva saw countless serpents with glowing red eyes vomiting fire slithering towards him. Along with them came packs of maddened elephants, lions and tigers, verses 27 to 28. As if the time of universal dissolution had arrived, the fierce sea with foaming waves loomed above him. Dhruva's horses reared in fright and the charioteer panicked. Dhruva looked from side to side. What was happening? He took a deep breath. These were surely just illusions. He must not become overwhelmed like a less intelligent man. He could overcome the heinous Yakshas. Verses 29 to 30. Inspired by Vishnu, celestial sages assembled in the sky. Dear Dhruva, may the Supreme Lord, holder of the Sharang bow, give you all protection. May he slay your enemies. Remember that his holy name is as powerful as him. By chanting his name, one is protected even from fierce death. So this brings us to the end of chapter 10. We'll begin chapter 11 next time. Manu intervenes. And in this chapter we read that Dhruva Maharaj, he defeated the Yakshas. Thank you for joining. Wish you all a very blissful weekend ahead. Please take care, all of you. Even though the restrictions are coming off, still, unless everybody gets vaccinated, and we just can't take things casually, we have to be careful and protect ourselves and protect our loved ones and everyone else around us. I am Hare Krishna.